everybody, this is Alyssa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today I am going to work on my long-awaited video that I have been promising you guys for ages, which is going to be a video on, doing a custom turn diamond pen. So I've got Sushi, stop. She's chewing on some washi tape that I have. I have all of my blanks pulled out, and originally I was going to have them sent to two shops when I had fewer, but now I have more blanks, and so I'm going to kind of go over where I planned on sending them, and I'm going to actually try to send some of them to 3 different shops as opposed to just 2 shops, and we're going to kind of pick out where exactly I want to send them to. So I'm going to go over the blanks that I have. I'm going to try to separate some of them out, and so that way we can have them sorted by the shops that I've purchased them from. And then I'm going to go over where I want to try to send them to, and I'll kind of go over a little bit of the process, and we will go from there. So these 12 blanks right here are the ones that I had originally set aside to send to Enabler's Outpost, but I'm like, maybe I'll divide them up and try to send to 2 separate shops as opposed to sending all 12 of them to Enabler's Outpost. So we'll kind of go from there. And then these 4 are ones that I had set aside to send to Leopard Leatherworks. So this is the ones that I had set aside for that. So we're going to kind of go through and look at what the blanks are. This is like a perfect Halloween-y blank. I forgot I even had this one. So what blanks do I have? Well, first off, I have 5 blanks that came from, that I've had sitting around for quite a while, but these 5 blanks are from Cocoon Blanks. So these are ones that I ordered from Cocoon and had sent to me. These 5 right here are all from Cocoon. And we're going to kind of pull them off, set them to the side, and figure out which ones I want to send where. So these are the blanks that I have. So this is a hybrid. I think this is the only hybrid that I have in the stash or the hoard of blanks that you're seeing right here. Let me go ahead and see if I'm zoomed in enough or if I need to. Let me see. Do we want to make this brighter so you guys can see better? Ooh, get a nice glare on that one. So we're going to bring these down a little bit. And then I can actually because these are technically all from the same company. And then I can put that over there. So these are all from Cocoon. And we're going to bring them up so you guys can see the blank in person. So this is a hybrid. It is from Cocoon, and look at the beauty of that, where it's the wood and then into the green. So this one I do want to send to Enabler's Outpost. I love how Edward turns a hybrid. He does a fantastic job. So that's what the plan is for this one right here. And then we have these other 5 from Cocoon. We have this beautiful one, which I can't wait to see how it looks. I love the look. We have the blue into the pink to the black and white. So that one right there, and you can see kind of like a little glimpse of what it may potentially look like when it's all shined up. This one, which is like a stunning neon one, I cannot wait to see how this one looks when it's turned. I think that one's going to look fantastic. And then we have this pink one, which is like a pink bubbles one right here, which is beautiful. And then we have this one with some of the blues into this black tones right there. So those are the 4 from Cocoon. I know that one's going to Enabler's Outpost, and we'll decide what I want to do with these other 4. We're going to kind of divide them up. And then I have these blanks right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which are the diamond cast blanks that I think I got from Mackenzie blanks. I think that's the name of the company, but they've got the diamond dust in them. So you have this one, which is a beautiful blue sparkly blank. They're a little bit longer, so these are ones that I'm going to have cut down to that same. These are, I think, 6-inch blanks, so I'm going to have them cut down to go to my size, which is going to be that 5 1/4, because yeah, you can see that's a 6-inch blank right there, a little over 6, but whereas these ones are all 5 1/4, which is the perfect length, because I love me a 5 1/4 inch pen, and these are all 6 1/4, which I'm not a 6-incher. I'm a 5 1/4 to a 5 inch to 5 1/4. So we have this stunning blue one. This one is like unicorn poop or something like that. I cannot wait to see this pen turned. It's going to be super fun, because these are all, once we get the cat hair off of them, these ones are all have sparkles in them. So that's pen 2. This one, I'm obsessed with anything with like this gold, metallic-y, white, like bronze. I have a bunch of pens with some types of color palette like this. I think this one, since I've already got pens of similar-ish color tones with different metallic-y colors in them, not necessarily this exact blank because this is my first one of these blanks, but I have ones that have gold, bronze, silver, and black in them from both Enablers Outpost and Leopard Leather Works. So I think this one I'm going to send it to Lace and Lathe Works. I'm going to see about having that turned over there because it is so different. So this, or because it is one that I do not have anything from them in that colorway, because I just have a few pens from him, but I know he does a beautiful job with turnings. So that one's for sure going to go there. This one is a beautiful light blue with some bronze tones in it. And then we have this one, very, very Halloween-y and cotton candy-ish. I definitely won't have it back in time for Halloween, but I'm excited to get it done because I think that's going to be a beautiful one, which I'll definitely be able to use next year for Halloween. And it's kind of interesting when you look at it down like this and get to see how the pour looks. And you never know how these are going to look once they're turned because they look so totally different. I love everything green. So this one is green and gold. I love the greens and golds of that one. And again, you have all the sparkle of this. I don't know that I've ever had these blanks turned into pens before though. So I'm really intrigued. And then this one is green, blue, and white for these blanks here. Again, these have been sitting so the girls can get all over them. The girls don't normally shed a lot, but you know, it's been sitting and gathering dust for a while. Because I've had these blanks for probably anywhere from like 9 to 12 months for most of these blanks. For these ones at least for quite a while. And then these ones I have only had for a few months for these 4 blanks. But those are the blanks. Those are the additional blanks I need to decide where I'm sending those out of the 3 shops. And then these 4 blanks are blanks that I picked up from Jan over at Triple Crafts. So this is a rainbow blank. I will probably end up sending these ones over to Edward just to see how they go because I have no idea how well they'll turn because I don't know what quality, what the resin was that they were turned in. But I kind of want to see how they'll go because this one's kind of going to be an interesting one. I really want to see how that one goes. And then this beautiful green and white one. So I think these 4 for sure I'm going to send to Edward just to see how they go. And like this rainbow pen right here, they're that rainbow blank. I'm looking forward to that gold glitter. And these ones are a little bit longer as well. They're a 6-inch blank. So there will be some that will have to be cut off of these ones. And I think I'll probably have it taken just a little bit off of the, not much off of the gold end. Get off of the back of my chair, cat. No, Sush. Off the back of my chair. Thank you. We do not climb in the back of the chair. No, Brat. Brat child. I know. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. So these ones, it won't really matter as much. I'll probably take a little bit off of this end and a little bit off of this end to equal it out. This one, it won't matter. This one, it won't matter. But this one, I'll probably have to take, I'll take probably a little bit more off of the blue end and just a little bit off of the gold end. You are not jumping on the back of the couch again, or on the back of the chair again, turd. So that's, but these 4 I am going to send to Edward to turn over at Enablers Outpost. So I know that for a fact. So those are going to go to Edward. And then I have got to decide which ones I want to send to Leopard Leather Works versus which ones I want to send to Lace and Lathe Works. So this is going to be our Enablers Outpost, Lace and Lathe Works, and then we have to do our Leopard Leather Works right over there. So let us decide. Let's go into the decision process. And this is going to be part 1 of the video. And then we'll go into part 2, which is going to be, no, Sushi, we're not going on the back of the chair. No. She's like, Mom, I want to. But then we get daggers into my chair, and I don't want daggers on my chair. Susu, do you need to go on the floor? I was gone this afternoon, so now she's in wildcat mode. Go lay down with Mochi. All right, so these are the ones we have to decide on. I kind of want to, let's see. Let's go ahead and send this one to, that one's going to go to our friends over at Leopard Leather Works with the blue tones. I kind of want to see how Edward does the unicorn poop one because I think they were the ones that told me about this blank shop to begin with. And let's send this one with the Halloween colors over to Lace and Lathe Works. These tones. Let's go with the dark colors of that one over to Leopard Leather Works. And then we've got these ones. I'll probably send fewer to Leopard Leatherworks just because they're a little bit more expensive turning wise, whereas Edward and Lace and Lathe Works, Enablers Outpost and Lace and Lathe Works are a little bit cheaper for turning. And since I am getting so many done, I am going to go a little bit cheaper, go with like the cheaper options for the turning. So we're going to take this one. It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm going to send that one over to Tim to turn. I think that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And then I am going to send this lighter, I want to send the lighter colored one there. I'm sending all of like the darker toned ones there, but maybe because I have a lot of these. And then let's send, I've got multiple pens kind of like this that I have sent to Enablers Outpost. So I'll send that one over to Lace and Lathe Works and see how that one turns out from there. And then this one is just so stunning. I can't wait to see how that one turns out. So I think I'm going to send that one over to Edward. And then this pink one is just so stunning as well. And I'm like, do I send that one to Edward to turn with the bulbs on it? Knowing that everything that I have turned from Edward is an absolute favorite of mine, but I'm really liking the turns that I've gotten from Lace and Lathe Works as well. So I'm like, well, let's go ahead and put that there, because I don't know how these four are going to turn out, because I don't know if Edward has ever turned a pen from this company before, or turned a blank from this company before, so I'd rather send a few more over to him just in case these four don't turn out. Because depending on how the resin goes, it's like, I don't know what resin she uses. I expect that everything will go fine, but just in case, I will send a few more blanks over, just in case the resin, it breaks or anything like that. I'm still getting a few more pens out of it. So these are the ones I'm going to send to Enablers Outpost. These are the ones I'm going to send to Lace and Lathe Works, Cat Fuzz, and these are the three that I'm going to send over to Leopard Leatherworks. So that's kind of my decision process on those. So now I'm going to move the blanks out of the way, and we're going to take a look at my at the different shops, and so you can see what it looks like for turning fees, all of that stuff. So we're going to turn the overhead off, and we're going to bring my iPad over as Sushi makes a mess and does things that she's not supposed to. All right. Oh, helps if I uncover my eyeballs. All right. So here I've got the shops pulled up. We're going to kind of bring this down so we can see the iPad. We're just going to do it right on top of everything because my iPad is charging. So I already kind of have them pre-staged and pulled up, and this way you can see my hands as I'm looking at it all. So as we come through, here is Enablers Outpost, their website, and you can see they have their available pens shown, but then you can also come up if you want to go to reserved pens is where it'd be. Usually what you do, here's the custom pen turn prepayment link right here, and essentially it's $25 per blank that you have turned. And usually what you do is you'll when it comes to this, you'll send the blanks, you'll mail your blanks to Enablers Outpost if you're doing it like this. If you're getting it from a blank drop, then usually you can choose to have the turner or the blank maker send the blanks directly to Enablers Outpost for you, and then you don't have to worry about it. And once they receive them, Edward will reach out to you and get the details, and Elizabeth will have you pay and everything right then and there. But for these, I didn't know when I wanted them turned or who I was going to have them turned by, so I had them all sent to me. But basically what you're going to do if you're getting the blanks given to you, you want to then reach out to who you're going to have your who you're going to send your blanks to. Make sure you get their address and say, hey, I've got X number of blanks. They're from XYZ blank turner or blank pourer. And I want to see if you would turn those blanks. They'll say yes or no and give you the information to mail it to them. And then usually Edward has you pay once he has received the blanks. So once he receives the blanks, then you pay to have them turned. And he has you pay before they turn them. So that way he's not doing work for something that you aren't paying for yet. And that's pretty standard. In my experience, that's pretty standard to pay before you have the work done. So that way they're not doing all this work and then you ghost them on payment wise. So, and Edward does all of the communication for the blanks. I have so many Enablers Outpost pens that I pretty much give Edward the details of, I want this length, I want this width or diameter for it, and I like this end tip grip, whatever it is. So usually I get like the 5 1/4, which is the standard length for the cocoon blanks, 5" to 5 1/4" length. I like it to be like basically they're 1.5 to 1.75. Usually it's like a 1.75" diameter is what these are, or circumference for the grip, which is what they call it, like their thin pen. And I like to have this as the tip that I prefer more than any other tip, is this style end. That's like Edward's traditional grip. I'll work with this rounded end, but my preference is this elongated one. And that's because when I'm diamond painting, I like to rest my middle finger right here, and it just gives me a more comfortable grip. This is actually an Enablers Outpost pen. This is one of my first Enablers Outpost pens. I usually 9 times out of 10, I give Edward complete free reign on the rest of the details for the pen. I let him do whatever he wants, unless that's a blank that I'm very, very specific and particular on. Sometimes I'll add gems to the blanks or to the pen as I'm doing it, and I'll tell him add gems to XYZ pen. So if this was one that I was adding gems to, he would have made these 3 divots or these 3 bump outs. He would have made them deeper, and then Elizabeth would have added gems to those. And those are something that you would, if you wanted to add gems to any of your pens, you come over to accessories and you come down here and it says add gems to my pen, and each pen that you want to add gems to is going to be $5. And it doesn't matter how many rows, it's $5 for any gems being added to your pen. So that's what you would do for Enablers Outpost. Edward would then do the cuts for the gems, and then Elizabeth is the one that glues the gems on. And she'll reach out and say, what colors would you like for your gems for this pen? And these are the options. She'll kind of give you a couple options for gem colors, and then she'll put the gems in to kind of match the blank that is being turned, and go from there. So that's the process with Enablers Outpost. You send the blanks to them. You can reach out to them saying, hey, I'm going to send X number of blanks to you from XYZ company. Once they receive the blanks, Edward will say, I received these blanks. You go in and you pay via the custom turn prepayment link. So since I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I would increase the quantity to 9, and then I would say I do not want multi-placers, so I'd select no. I would add this to the cart. I would pay for it. And then when it's my turn in the rotation, Edward would reach out and ask for any details that I would want as far as the turning, the style, all of that, and I would tell him what my preferences were. That's the process for Enablers Outpost. And then once they're done, Edward always sends a video and photos once he's done turning the pens. And then about a week or 2 after they're done, Elizabeth will pack them up and mail them out to you. Usually the turnaround time is fairly quick with Enablers Outpost in my experience. Usually from the time they're sent, usually within 6-ish weeks or so, give or take a little bit of time, I have the pens back from Enablers Outpost. That's been my experience, but it's been a few weeks since I have sent anything out. And you guys aren't going to see this video until I have the pens. Well, I may post like the beginning video. So that's Enablers Outpost. And then we're going to come over here to Lace and Lathe Works. I have not yet done a custom pen from Lace and Lathe Works. So this is Lace and Lathe Works Etsy shop, and you'll see Daniel has right here, it says right there, now accepting custom orders and blanks for turning, message me for details. You can message him via the Etsy shop, but you can also reach out. He's got his Facebook page, and the Facebook group, I would recommend joining the Facebook group, and this is where you're going to find more of the details, and you can message him via Facebook Messenger and the Facebook group as well. And this is where you're going to find the details for this is where he'll do drops, and you can see examples of different turning styles that he has. And I have not yet reached out to him. I think his turning fee is $20 for his turning fee. So it's, so this is $25 for Enablers Outpost. I think his turning fee is around 20-ish, a little bit more if you, I'm not sure, because I know that's what some of my friends have said, but I have not ever actually ordered a custom pen. So these will be my first ones that I'm sending to him for customs, would be these 4 that I have right here. So he does have an album on the Facebook page on his group that is the shapes. So these are the different shapes that he will turn, if it will load. My internet is sometimes a little wonky. We will see. We will see. Is my internet going to act up? Let's go to the album shapes. There we go. So this gives you an idea of the shapes that he does. So you can see how the shape looks on different blanks. And if you want more details of, if you're like, ooh, I like the look of that shape of that pen, I actually have a note saved on my phone for the shapes that I prefer, so I can know exactly what shape I want for each pen. Obviously my internet is being very slow because it doesn't want to load these very well. So like let's say you like the look of this one right here. If you click on that one, this is the illusion shape. So he'll have in the comment illusion shape. That's the name of that shape right there. And as you scroll down, you'll be able to see all the different types of turn that he does. This is one. Let's see, what's that one called? This is Bishop. This is one that I have saved in my notes because I like this style of turn. So this is what's called Bishop. And he does a little bit of a elongated grip as well, which I like that elongated grip. So these are all ones that you'll see here. He has ones with like the captive rings. This is one that I really like. I think I have a pen that I have not unboxed yet that I ordered in this. This is captive bamboo. So the bamboo, because it looks like little bamboo sections of bamboo, and then the captive ring in the middle. So that's the captive bamboo. And basically you would reach out to Daniel and you would say, hey, I want to, same thing that you would do over here. And then he'll send you, you send the pens to him or the blanks to him, and he will send you an invoice for however many blanks it's going to be, and then you would and for like the shipping cost of mailing them back, whole 9 yards. And then once he receives them, and you guys will communicate back and forth for the shape that you want and the length, the whole 9 yards for that, and he'll go over those details with you. But that is Lace and Lathe Works. Leopard Leather Works, which is the last one, their fee is a little bit more expensive, but if we come over here to our diamond painting goodies, you have here the blank turning service, and it's going to be a different cost depending on whether it is a round or a square or hybrid. So there's a different fee. So a square pen, which we have this one right here from Cocoon, is a square pen. But it's not a hybrid. There's no additional stuff in it. It's just a resin in this one. So that would be a square right here, which is $45. And then you have the round pens right here. These ones are going to be right here on those ones right there, which would be the $40. And then you can see here, they'll give you examples of, ooh, those are pretty. The Sailor Moon blanks right there. Ooh, those are beautiful. And you've got different styles of pen turning service that they do right there. But that is going to be the, there. So if you click on this, it's going to give you options to choose the length of your pen, how long you want it to be. So like these, I'll choose like a 5.25. That's the longest I want. They have different choices of end. They've got baseball bat, fat bat, rounded pointy, or rounded. So my preference with them, this is the rounded pointy end. That's my preference, is a rounded pointy end. It's a little bit more elongated because again, I can hold like this. The baseball bat ends are going to be, this is not one of their pens, but this is going to be similar to a baseball bat end. And then a fat bat is going to be, I think, a little bit thicker. Rounded end is going to be a shorter version of that one, where it's rounded, but it stops relatively short. So it would be that rounding, but then it's going to stop like right there. So it's going to be very short rounded end. And the rounded pointy is going to be a little bit more elongated to like that. And that's my preference, is a rounded pointy end, because this is another Enablers Outpost turn pen that you can see. It's a Norse Alchemist blank, but it's an Enablers Outpost turn. And this is the traditional tip that I like from Edward, is that elongated one there. It also gives you an option to choose your finger hold diameter, and they measure theirs a little bit different, but they do have some YouTube videos to show you how to measure your, you go to their YouTube page, and on their YouTube channel is an instructional video playlist to know what the different ends are, to know how to measure the length, and to know how to do your diameter, to know exactly what you like. And I think my finger hole diameter with them that I prefer is usually a 0.5 is my preferred finger hole diameter with Leopard Leatherworks. So I have my preferences for each company, and I do not want the screw-in ends, so I do not choose those as well. And then usually Carrie will reach out to you. You can put details of what you want for the turnstile and all that in here, but I don't usually do that because Carrie is going to message you when it's up for your turn to be turned, to get details of how you want your turning style. I actually usually with Leopard Leatherworks, I'll usually have an idea of what I want turning style, and I'll draw it out on a piece of paper of kind of like roughly what I want with the turn, and I'll send that to them. Like, actually one of my favorite turning styles with them is actually this style right here. So I end up getting multiple turns from them in the same exact style of this right here. And I have Tim do them in this. I love the gloss that they have on these pens. The finish looks beautiful. This is probably one of my all-time favorite pens, is this one right here, Fire and Ice, from Leopard Leatherworks. It's a beautiful, beautiful pen. And I usually have them do probably 2 out of the 3 pens that I sent them I have turned in this style, because I just love it so much, because it gives me a little bit of interest, but then it also it's simple but interesting at the same time. So that's kind of the how-to for this. So you can you go through and you order the pen turns, you send it to them, you order the pen turning service. So before they'll turn it, you have to pay for the turn. I usually wait until they have received my blanks before I pay for the pen turning service, because then I know that it made it there through the mail supply, all of that. But that's kind of the process. And this, the way they have theirs set up, you've already got some of the details already on the websites. They already know some of what you want, and it's that much less that you have to try to communicate to them back and forth via Messenger. It's more the turning style that you're going to be communicating back and forth with Carrie, and then like Carrie will then take that style and give it to, or draw it out and give the options, and then she'll give that to Tim, and Tim will turn it. They typically have a little bit of a longer turnaround time because they have a lot that they're making and turning. And Tim does have a full-time regular job as well. But they do a fantastic job and have some beautiful pens as well. But that's kind of the basics of how you would go about ordering a custom pen. And I will update you guys once I get these mailed off and sent out to the companies. I will kind of update you guys with an additional video, but I wanted to give you guys the introduction video as I start the process, and then we'll kind of proceed from there. But that's kind of how we start it and how we go along doing everything. And that's basically all I have for you guys for today for this video. And now I can kind of like get my butt in gear and actually start the process of reaching out to them and sending everything out. And we'll go from there, because now I've got 3 companies to reach out to instead of the 2 I was going to originally do. I decided to add Daniel to the mix because he's got some really turnstiles that he's been doing lately. And I just recently, I have an early Lace and Lathworks pen that not early from his company perspective, but like one of my early pens that I got back like a year and a half ago was a Lace and Lathwork pen. And it was just one that you could get off of, I think, Etsy. And since then, I haven't really, I hadn't purchased until more recently when I realized, oh, you can get, like, choose your turnstile if you get the pen off of his weekly drops. He drops a different style blank on Sunday, and then he'll drop that same blank again on Wednesday. But that's on his Facebook page. And then if there's any leftovers, then he'll turn them and release them on his Etsy at that point. But these are the planks that I'm going to be sending out. We'll probably put these in order. And yeah, I can't wait to kind of see how they turn out and update you guys as I go along this process. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of an informational how-to if you've never actually done a custom pen. And you can order blanks from all sorts of shops. You can get blanks from turns from different companies like All Things Handcrafted or Builder off of Facebook, from Cocoon Blanks from their website or from their Facebook drops. You can get blanks from like Swampwood Crafts. You can get them from I think it's Mackenzie is where I got these ones from. You can get them from like Triple Crafts. I can't wait to see how these turn out. They're a Philippines-based company or small shop. And then there's all sorts of them, like Anybody and Everybody. These are just the companies that I have utilized before. And then there's all sorts of new shops that are doing blanks as well. So yes, it's a lot of options and a lot of choices. And I can't wait to see how these turn out and see the finished product of all of these beautiful, beautiful blanks as they get turned into pens. But that's all I have for you guys for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.